Is it Brandon?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, man.
Hi.
Hey, I was kind of flipping channels and checking you guys out.
Okay.
I must tell you guys I am a Christian.
Okay.
I'm not surprised.
And I would assume that you guys have wives or or someone you love, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Let's picture the person that you love.
Yes.
We have that person that you love, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, if I met you and that person that you love was with you and you said, Brandon, I love this person. What if I say you're a liar because you can't prove that you love this person? A scientist can't take you into a lab, run some tests on you and say, okay, it's official. He loves this person, because you can't prove love.
Now, all right,
Okay.
That's not completely true, but I'll set aside any kind of scientific investigation into how our brains work and love and that other thing. The point that I was going to make is that it's pretty much irrelevant. I can claim I love somebody, and whether or not you actually believe me doesn't make any difference. You can claim that you believe in a God and that it is completely based on faith and not on logic or reason, and I have to say, okay, fine, you believe that. That doesn't make God true to anybody but you and your belief that it's true. So the point is, if there's a God and there's some reason to believe in a God, then that should be as obvious to everyone as it is to those people who feel that experience.
In a sense, nothing is absolutely proved, including like the idea that the sun will rise tomorrow. What we've got is years and years of evidence that the sun will rise tomorrow, and we'd be very, very surprised if the sun didn't rise tomorrow. But in an ultimate sense, there's no such thing as proof in science. Only there's proof in math, and there's evidence in science.
Right.
Well, the reason why I use prove is because when you go into a court of law and you commit a crime and there's evidence that you committed that crime, it's the prosecutor's job to prove with the evidence that you have that you are the killer or the committer or the perpetrator of the crime.
There's a slightly different definition there where proof is being used in, like, for example, a court case. You prove beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not an absolute proof. What you're doing is saying you're establishing criteria, evidentiary standards. And, we'll talk Russell's dragon in the garage thing. If you tell me you have a new pet dog, I don't need very high evidentiary standards to believe that, because I know that dogs exist. I know people keep them as pets. The claim is not unusual.
And you know they'd fit in a garage.
And they'd fit in a garage. And believing that you actually have a new dog doesn't have any significant impact on my life. I don't have to change what I believe about other things based on whether or not I believe that you have a dog. And I can be wrong about whether or not you actually have a dog without significant impact. When considering the situation with the dragon in the garage, I don't know that dragons exist. I don't know that they can fit in a garage. I don't know that people can keep them as pets, etc. And therefore, the evidentiary requirements that would make that belief justifiable have to be significantly higher. Now, in a court case, for example, when you're up on murder charges, they have a burden of proof. That is, you have to establish guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. But that still doesn't mean that the jury's decision is correct. It could be wrong, and an innocent man goes to jail. So what we're talking about here is establishing a standard of evidence. And when you have a claim that is so extraordinary, like there is an intelligent, transcendent being who is, for example, a creator, omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent, cares about all of us and interacts with some specific people, that sort of evidence is so extraordinary that it requires extraordinary proof. And when we look, and the only thing that we can determine is that there is no proof which is attainable to anybody who goes, and looks. It's much more of an esoteric, personal, this is the way I feel or believe, or this is the belief that's most comfortable for me. Then you can't justify that belief to anyone other than yourself.
Well, he kind of walks out of the tomb with sort of this "it's payback time" look on his face.
Yeah.
So I guess you're going to get Passion of the Christ 2, Judgment Day. It's gonna go. Jesus is made of liquid metal. So I don't know, something like that.